50,000 subscribers. Even now, that number seems unreal. I can't imagine what 1,000 people would look like in front of me, let alone 50,000. Despite me reaching this incredible milestone, this is actually the first subscriber special I've done. And since my goal since forever ago has been to reach 100,000 subscribers, I feel like making a video at the halfway point is appropriate. And I'm assuming you're only watching this video because you are a genuine fan and supporter, and to those people, thank you. None of this would be possible without you. So, first of all, who the hell am I? What is a rogue renegade? This is a question I get asked a lot. How did I come up with my name? Well, it's quite simple, really. I just thought it sounded cool. That's it. Doesn't it though? The Rogue Renegade. Despite my name being everywhere though, a lot of people still misspell it, which I don't understand how that's even possible. It's right there. Even my own brother misspells it. So there's two possibilities. Either you guys are way too used to typing rouge, which is concerning, or maybe 50% of my subscribers are dyslexic, which would be a statistical anomaly. Either way, I'm confused. It's rogue, not rouge. Okay, at least it wasn't as bad as when my friend called me TheRogueRenegade. And sometimes people call me Rug. What? Another commonly asked question I get is where I got the inspiration for my avatar. Longtime viewers know that I wasn't always this edgy looking creature. I used to have a Makoto Yuki profile picture, but then I swapped it to Neku Sakuraba, and that's what it was for a good year or two. Then I got this off-brand Neku as a sprite to use in some videos, and then finally, this year I sat down and decided now was the time to create my avatar. And honestly, I thought I would hate it after a week or two, but it's been a few months and I still really like my character, which is a relief. Imagine building your entire identity on this one character and then suddenly being like, ugh. It takes heavy inspiration from Neku Sakuraba, which you can tell from the hair. I decided to make the hair black because I have black hair, and I thought I needed an item to represent myself. So I took the headphones off the ground, spray painted them red and blue, and said, yes, this is me now. The inspiration for my color palette was 3D glasses, and I guess the Nintendo Switch too. However, they weren't always going to be red and blue. My whole color scheme was different actually. I was going to be black and yellow, but I swapped it out last second. In case you haven't figured it out, I'm a Splatoon fan, and in Splatoon 2, there was this coat called the Eggplant Mountain Coat, and I thought it looked really cool, so I wanted to put it on my avatar, but I thought having bright yellow and black on my outfit was too loud on the eyes, so I settled with this instead. And ultimately, I'm kinda happy I didn't. And also, Iono made her debut, and would you look at that? She stole my coats! This thing just straight up looks the same. Thanks, Iono. Sometimes people misinterpret my hoodie as a jacket with a white undershirt, which still looks cool, it just isn't canon. It's a hoodie, guys, with a hood. I don't know how many people have actually noticed, but I have my own little logo that I created. It's this One Piece Jolly Roger skull looking thing, and I think I did a pretty good job with it. I actually came up with it in chemistry class. Yep, I would get really bored because I would have no idea what the teacher is talking about, so I would just doodle all over my paper. And one day, I ended up creating this cool little skull. I kept drawing different variations of it every day. And then for a graphic design class, we had to make our own graphic novel, but it was a group project, and I hate talking to people. My group settled on a space pirates concept, and I was like, okay, that seems pretty cool. So I sketched up 3 different skeletons, one of them using this skull, and that's when I decided to add the little slash to it. And yep, now I have the official logo for the channel. Though it's probably not a very good logo if none of you recognize it, but it'll get there one day. What made me like Pokemon in the first place? Well, I actually legitimately don't remember a time before Pokemon. That's right. Ever since I have gained consciousness, and probably even before, I've been a Pokemon fan. And that's thanks to my older brother. He had a lot of Pokemon related things because he grew up with Pokemon Silver and had been keeping up with every game ever since. So I just followed. I watched the Indigo League on VHS, which I loved, while at the same time watching Pokemon Diamond and Pearl while it was still airing. So my childhood was a mix of 90s and 2000s culture, which was really cool. I got to play with a Game Boy and GameCube, but also a DS and Wii, and later on a Wii U and 3DS. It was all over the place. Growing up, I read a lot of Pokédex books, and I loved learning all sorts of things about Pokemon, which kinda sucks because there wasn't really a lot of dumb things I used to do in Pokemon as a kid. I soaked up information like a sponge. I was just always surrounded by Pokemon throughout my entire life. Growing up, I watched a lot of PokeTubers, and I wanted to be just like them and create my own videos. But I was like 10. And I don't think anyone wants to put up with a 10-year-old me. Not even I want to put up with a 10-year-old me. But yeah, it's just always been a thing in my life, and I'm pretty grateful because look at me now. That's enough rogue backstory for now, though. Let's answer some questions you guys asked me. What is my favorite Pokemon? This is by far the most commonly asked question I get, and the answer is Zorua. It's such a cute yet cool looking Pokemon. Its color scheme is great, the shiny is great, Hisui and Zorua is great. What's not to love? I really like its illusion ability, and its personality of just pulling pranks and being mischievous. What was my first Pokemon game? The answer to this is a little more complicated than I'd like it to be. Again, when I was 4, my brother let me play Pokemon Sapphire, and I actually chose Mudkip the first time around. Despite that, I prefer Torchic over Mudkip, so I have no idea what changed. Growing up, my brother and I would have to share Pokemon games. And by share, I mean he would hog it all up playing through the main story, and I got to play through the post-game only, which, fair, I think I would have done the same, but still. So for most of the games growing up, I would only play the post-game, mainly in Diamond, Black, Black 2, X, and or S. I stopped caring about Pokemon for a while during X and Y's release. I have no idea why. I was just distracted with whatever obsession I had at the time, I guess. But yeah, the first Pokemon game I really got to own was Pokemon Sun. Then later on, my brother bought me Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, which was very nice of him, thank you. And the cycle repeated. I still chose Torchic. I was finally conscious and able to play through the main stories, so I've been playing ever since. Of course, I've gone back and played the older ones like Sapphire, Platinum, Red, Y, and Gold. What is my favorite video game of all time? This should be no surprise to anybody who knows me, but The World Ends With You. If you haven't played it, you're seriously missing out. What other animes have you watched except Pokemon? Some other animes I've watched besides Pokemon is One Piece, Konosuba, Re:Zero, a bit of Naruto, all of Dragon Ball, a bit of Fairy Tail, Attack on Titan. I'm trying to catch up on Black Clover, Chainsaw Man, some of the Digimon anime, Soul Eater, and Lucky Star. Those are all the ones I can think of off the top of my head. I would add Sword Art Online to that list, but it was mid. They had such a great first episode and threw it all down the drain as the series went on. I mean, SAO 2 was good, but then the second arc was so boring I couldn't finish it. Twice! One Piece is my favorite anime of all time. I love the world building, the characters, the powers, the themes. It's just so amazing. I recommend it. Close seconds are either Re:Zero or Konosuba. I think Konosuba is funny, and Re:Zero is so dark, I love it. What Pokemon would I choose to delete permanently? Illumise and Volbeat. Next question. If you were a gym leader, what type would your gym be? I would be a ghost type gym leader. I love ghost types and I've always had a fascination with the paranormal, even if I don't believe in it. What do you like the most and least about making videos? What I like the most about making videos is getting to share my ideas with the world and editing the videos. But what I hate the most is script writing, researching, and how much time it takes to edit. It's just not possible to do all of those things on my own every week. As much as I hate to admit it, my English teacher from freshman year was right. I really do have to write a lot now that I graduated high school. What Pokemon region would you live in? If I had the choice, I think I would love to live in the Unova region. I love the layout. There's a theme park, a large city, little towns. I just think it would be overall a really nice place to live. Favorite comic book character? I'm not that into comic books. I'm like a casual fan at best, but I think Spider-Man is really cool. He's the only one I really pay any attention to. And Spider-Verse only strengthened that feeling. Why did I decide to make YouTube videos? Ever since I was little, I've always wanted to have my very own YouTube channel. I just think getting to share my ideas with the world is so cool. And I'm hoping I can make it a career because I really don't want to go back to college. It's such a pain, please. I don't want to go back. I don't want to. What is my favorite generation of Pokemon? This one's really hard, actually. It's a tie between generation 3, 4, and 5. Okay, if I had to get it down to just one generation, it would probably be generation 4. That would be my favorite. I think the whole vibes of generation 4 was just great. I loved it. You should do a voice reveal for 50K. No. What is my all-time favorite Pokemon-related memory? I don't know why I remember this so vividly, but I remember one day my dad asked me to go with him somewhere. I brought my DS like I usually did so I didn't get bored, and I was playing Pokemon Diamond. We reached a gas station / mechanic, and I just remember sitting on the curb playing Pokemon Diamond. I was just surfing around on my Lapras, catching any Pokemon I thought was cool, and just doing whatever I wanted to do, basically. We also went to some house with a ton of plants to help with something, but I just remember sitting around playing Pokemon Diamond. Nothing intense, it was just pure ignorance and fun. Can we have a battle to the death with the old rogue design and new rogue design? Yes, but I would 100% kick that guy's ass. Hey, fuck you! Who's your favorite subscriber? Me. Are you willing to reveal your age? I am 19 years old, but a lot of people for some reason think I'm a middle-aged man, which was pretty surprising because I feel like I sound really young. Is there any other Pokemon YouTubers I recommend? There's a lot of PokeTubers that don't upload the greatest videos, but ones that I actually consider good are Candy Eevee, True Green 7, the Aura Guardian, Jethro Tex, Patters, and some others I can't really think of off the top of my head. What I admire about all of them is that they're all so creative, and I aspire to be like them, but do things in my own way. If you guys have any more questions, leave them in the comments and I'll try to answer them. Again, I want to thank you all for 50,000 subscribers. I appreciate it so much. You guys are making my dreams come true, and I really want to make this my full-time job. Right now, I'm a starving artist, but I hope one day that won't be the case. Thank you, Rangers. It's been an honor, and I hope you will all continue to follow me on my road to 100,000 subscribers.